I'm Tyler Wagner, senior producer at The Pioneer, and I'm here with Rodney Mullen, one of the most influential skateboarders of all time. Rodney, it's so great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, to start off, I'm just really curious about your creative process with skateboarding. You really innovated the sport, and you did tricks even at a young age, like the heel flip, like the kick flip, that have never really been done before. So I'm wondering how you came up with these. It's pretty unique in sports to find someone that can just like come up with things off the top of his head like that.
Oh, again, keep in mind when I started, it was the late 70s and then early 80s, early 80s, 81, 82. That's when a lot of that stuff was happening. The ollie itself, there wasn't much to it. It was just an early transfer trick. I would needed to stay on all fours, and I would tap my nose to get to my tail. And I'd been doing that since, I don't know, 78, something like that, 79 maybe, I don't know. And it wasn't until seeing Alan Gelfand snap on a wall, and I remember seeing it, I think the next day I thought about it in school, and all I did was go home and just jump. It's the same movement. And so for what they were at the time, what it represented, it's not a big deal. It's really where the rest of the community has taken it that is meaningful. The kickflip came pretty shortly afterwards, just working on higher ollies, and all I did was spaz out, and I kicked out, freaking out because it comes up between your legs. I kicked out, and the board just landed in front of me. It was like it was looking at me, calling me stupid. Just land on it. And so I did, and if you've done it that way, then it's obvious or natural, just, okay, flip it the other direction. And so things just went from there. It's not a big deal.
So do you feel like the fact that you were the first person to do it, do you feel like that's been overhyped a little bit, or like defined your career in a way that you resent? Do you think it's overshadowed some of the other things you've been able to accomplish?
No, I don't resent anything. I'm grateful. And I just love where other people have taken it, because that makes me part of what they do. Like, I feel that way, I feel a connection. So I just feel what an honor that I could just go do these small tricks like this high, and people are doing them so big on transition and down huge sets of stairs and kickflip, whatever, 50-50, nose grind, crook grind, like all that stuff. They're taking it that far, and I just feel a sense of belonging. So I'm grateful.
That's awesome. What do you think your place in skateboarding is? What do you think if you can look back, what's the one accomplishment or contribution that you made to the sport that you're most proud of?
I don't have any, just that I didn't give up. That I can be part of it and contribute in some way, and that I learned from other people too. There's no one anything, it's just a flow.
Absolutely. So now I know that you're speaking motivationally a lot. How have you been able to take what you learned in skateboarding and apply that to businessmen and entrepreneurs and people in other lines of work, to inspire them and teach them what you've learned?
I don't talk that much. I was asked to do a TEDx, and then that next thing you know, people started asking me to go places, and so it's like, all right, I might as well try. It's fun, and I enjoy meeting people. And what I enjoy most is bringing what we have as skaters to places like this, where you have legitimate, University of Virginia, special people. And they can look, as soon as I got out, the first lady that came to me said, oh wow, I prejudged you, I'm sorry, because I look at skateboarders this way, and now I see you that way. And that is a joy to me, that I have the benefit of being old enough and an ability to access to do this, that I can share what we have to other communities. I mean, that blows me away. So when people say, hey, could you come here and tell us, I don't know, talk to us. I'm thinking, what do you do? What do you want? Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue, reached out for me to talk to them. The editors-in-chief of Condé Nast, and talk about terrifying, and I'm asking, what do you want from me? And so I meet some amazing woman from Vogue, and next thing I know, she starts describing stuff that we all face in the community, having run businesses and change. And so I just reflect what we do in terms that I think that they might appreciate, knowing a little about them, and I adapt. So I do that for different communities, and it's fun. It never ends because there's so much within skateboarding to pull from that maps onto the regular world. Skateboarding is a special thing.
Going off that one thing that the lady just today said to you, do you think that skateboarding has gotten an unfair reputation in some of our society, and do you think that's improved, and do you think it's being looked more favorably upon kind of in the 21st century?
Sure. I mean, I was not allowed to skate. My father, and he means what he says, the first time he said it, and you don't get more than like 2-3 tries with him. He goes, you'll be a bum. And what's worse than that is you get a head injury and you'll never be the same, and what a waste. So no. And that, I think, marked something in me, where he did allow me with a lot of stipulations. But that's so deep inside of me, as for where it is unfair, I don't like using words like that. I mean, I'll just say this time, sometimes it sucks by the way you're perceived, for sure.
Okay. So do you feel like what you're doing right now is helping contribute to changing that perception a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, it can be represented in ways in a lot of media that I don't like either, even though it supposedly puts a positive light on us, because I don't think we're a sport, or we're not sporty, and we're not this or that sometimes is marketed, or I don't know, marketing is a fair, just contextually how we're perceived. And so even if it's good in a form of acceptance, I'm not sure that that's always the best thing either, because it needs to be a renegade. That is the spirit. And maybe all those feelings being ill-perceived, there's probably something to that, because there is something about breaking paradigms, maybe a few rules, maybe a few laws, to expand what you do, to bind you together. There is that sense of rebelliousness in a lot of people, but it doesn't mean it can be channeled into negative or dark things. I mean, again, look what we have. So even what I consider the right thing will rightfully so reflect poorly upon us, and what can I say about that? Does that make sense?
It does. So do you view skating as more of an art or a lifestyle than a sport?
Yeah, for sure. Because it's never so much been about raw performance, it's about individual expression, and you see that. Like the guys that are respected most, there's some kids I know who kind of pound for pound type of thing, trick for trick, they're flawless. In every way we look is, all right, that's legit. And they can't even get sponsored. They can't get sponsored because they don't have that imprint of what makes it his. So that says it all. It's not a sport.
Yeah. Is there a young skater today that you really admire, that you kind of are glad that they can kind of help continue what you started? Anyone in particular?
Oh, and again, it's not me starting anything, man. It's just what we do, I don't like to, single people out and make it feel weird, because there are a number of kids, and there are a number of older dudes, and even though if you've been doing it forever, it doesn't mean that you're still not adding in some new way. I mean, even as I grow older and I hurt, I mean, not dramatically hurt, but I'm old, and it sucks, and I can't be all of that. But at least I can find a way maybe to contribute, because it's given me so much. And if that's something new, then all right, that's what I'm striving for. And likewise for my friends.
Awesome. I think that's all the time we have. So really appreciate it.